Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to my channel The Nature Patch. My name is Robin, thank you so much for joining in on another video. Today I'm going to run through my June garden tour for you all. I like to do monthly garden tours just to kind of sum up what's happening in the garden, show you guys what I'm growing currently, and also just as a way for me to document my progress in the garden really. It is currently the 19th of June and I am filming right when it's peak traffic hour, so excuse any of the noises that you might hear. I'm currently out where all of the raised beds are and they currently all have covers over them to keep a really nasty bush turkey that we have out of them. So before I run through what we're growing under here, I'll uncover everything for you so you can have a look. I also have a trusty cup of peppermint and ginger tea, so if you don't already have a cup of tea or a coffee, I would highly recommend getting one of those and sit through this video sipping on that. So good. And I also thought this video would be a good opportunity for me to kind of show you what you can grow and plant around this time in subtropical Queensland. To be honest, the whole of winter is very similar to the last video that I posted that I'll link somewhere around on the screen or down below in the description. But I'll run through the beds that I have now and you can see kind of what stage some of the plants are to give a bit of an idea on whether you should be sowing the seeds or actually planting seedlings for different plants. As a general rule though, for subtropical Queensland around the Brisbane region, I probably wouldn't be planting anything like pumpkins, watermelon, zucchinis, any of those really hot loving plants. We're definitely still at the risk of getting some cooler temperatures, so you just want to keep an eye on those. Alright, so this is a bit of an overview of the garden, my lovely hooped netted garden that I have. This first bed here got really majorly attacked by the bush turkey, but luckily all of this gorgeous lettuce is doing fantastic in here. We've been picking this and eating it in salads and it is absolutely delicious. I love how the leaves are kind of both red and green. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the red leafed lettuce, but I really like this variety. In here we've also got some spinach, corn salad, some broccoli, got some mustard seedlings and endive, as well as a very random tomato that decided to pop up. And some more broccoli over here. The broccoli is doing really well, but I still have it covered under the netting to prevent any bugs getting in. I've also got some leeks up the back that are slowly recovering from the bush turkey, and everything in this bed here except the broccoli I would suggest that you can still plant from seed. So all of your nice greens and onions and mustards are all great to plant from seed. Broccoli I'd probably suggest planting your seedlings in now. Moving on to this bed here, I won't take the top off here, but I can probably squeeze you in this little gap here. In here I have some broccoli and some more lettuce. I'm probably going to plant some more lettuce on the other side of these 3 broccoli here. And in this bed here is where I sowed some carrots and some beets yesterday. So I sowed 2 rows of purple carrots and 2 rows of early wonder beetroot, I think that's the variety. And these should take around 55 days or so. This is my temporary netting for bush turkey so that it doesn't get in here and dig all of this freshly mulched soil up. But in this bed here I've got some peas that are growing. If anyone has an idea on why my pea leaves may be curling inwards, I'd really love your opinion. A lot of mine have been doing this and I'm not sure whether it's nutrient deficiency, too much water, lack of water. If you've got any ideas, I would love some recommendations down below in the comments. So these peas are just growing up on a trellis, and behind there is some trusty parsley that I have literally had for years and a random kale. You can also keep sowing your peas right now. I'm going to be doing a succession sowing of peas in this area here. This is more my summer shaded area, and then I've just got some flowers along here and another tomato. I've also got some sweet potatoes here that seem to be doing great. So in subtropical Queensland you can grow sweet potatoes pretty much all year round. It's really up to you when you want to harvest, when you think your plant is mature and that there'll be tubers down below. I'm going to be leaving this for another few months and then seeing what's down below. And also eggplant. The eggplant's doing quite well. They survive over winter here, so I should just give it a bit of a prune back and it should be fine. This bed back here is where all of my greens are. So you can see I've got quite a lot of lettuce in there, kind of being damaged by a few slugs, but that's okay because I have a lot of lettuce. Got some bok choy that I planted, spinach, some more mustard green seedlings, so I've just planted these out yesterday. Endive, more mustards, tatsoi, nasturtium. I'm also giving celtis, I don't know how to pronounce this. Anyway, I am giving it a go. And all of these, you're pretty much right to start from seeds for this month and next month as well. You just want to make sure that these are protected from bugs and get at least a few hours of good sun a day. I was going to walk around to the other garden area without taking my cup of tea, which is not okay. And I'm going to show you the other area of the garden that we have. So this area in here, I'm not going to lie, it definitely needs some work. But I'll go over everything that I am growing in this area. So in here I have a few rows of onions. I'd probably recommend planting these as seedlings right now so that you can harvest them in summer before it gets really hot. And then along this row here I have my last few tomatoes that are hanging on. I think we're having some colder weather towards the end of the week, so I'm not too sure how well these will go, but I've actually still got some to take inside. This is one of the Tigerella tomatoes. I really like these tomatoes because they're not too big. I'm not a big fan of the massive tomatoes. I like more of a salad style. And these are really delicious, and they also just look pretty, which is a bonus. I've got a few of those that I can pick off the vine, and also just a few of the last Roma tomatoes, which we have gotten so many, and I am so happy of the amount that we've gotten of those. This one is definitely ready to be picked. Can't forget those. So in this area where all of these tomatoes are, I'm going to be taking these out in the next week or so, and I'll probably just plant some fast growing greens in here or some beans in their place. Across from them I've got some garlic, which for a while was struggling and was very kind of limp, falling over a little bit, but I gave it a really good fertilize and we had some rain, which definitely seemed to help with the garlic growth. These aren't going to be massive, they're not in the exact right position because they don't get too much sun, but if I can even just get a few, I will be happy. Then we've got some capsicums up the back. My gardening style is very random, so we're going to be seeing a lot of random plants here and there rather than nice pretty rows, which one day I might get to, but for now it's very random. Hence some more garlic up the back and more banana capsicums, and I have my first pepino melon actually. So I'm probably actually going to pick this pretty soon because I feel like the birds are going to get it. I think something's already had a little bit of a nibble. I think I'm going to pick this and see what it tastes like because I've never tasted pepino melons before. If you've ever tried pepino melons or have any idea on what to use them in, let me know. This area here is my really crappy soil area, so we're just going to say bye to that area for now. I have quite a few more tomatoes coming on, some more peas over there. These ones are also curling as well, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. And then I've got some more radishes and calendula, some little tiny mini jalapenos, lots more cherry tomatoes on this side. And I've just basically done a massive sprinkle of seeds in this area, so whatever comes up will be a surprise. But I know so far I can see some radish, I think more radish. So we'll see what happens in that area. And then up the back here I've also got quite a few cherry tomatoes that are coming on, and I'm not too sure what variety these are. Kind of a little darker on the top I suppose, but yeah, again, very random gardening style here. On the other side of this garden, my rosellas are sadly finished and I didn't get around to harvesting anymore. But to be honest, I was a tiny little bit over making rosella jam. So I'm just going to be taking all of these out and prepping this bed for something very fast growing that will grow within a few months before we move. Got my compost piles that I'm sorting through. And then over here, I've got some bunching red onions, which are actually looking pretty good. And I also sprinkled some dill seeds in here because I love fresh dill. My corn was an epic fail, but I'm glad I gave it a go. It's just too cold for corn here now. And the bush beans are also kind of surviving after a few cold nights as well. So that was pretty much a wrap of what I'm growing in the garden right now, except for two beds that are pretty close to the road, so I didn't get any film of those, but I'll put an overlay of those here. Basically I'm growing a lot of different greens in there and herbs like coriander, parsley, lots of kale. I keep those closer to the house so I don't have to walk too far particularly if I am in slippers and a dressing gown and don't want to get out of warm comfy pajamas. They are nice and close and nice and easy to get herbs from the garden. I will put a list up on the screen right now of everything that you can grow at this time in subtropical Queensland. This pretty much covers all of June and July as well, so this is going to be a combined list for those 2 months. So pause the screen right now if you want to have a look at what they are, and everything that I probably wouldn't recommend growing, I've also put a list up on the screen right now. All of that information is down in the description box below if you just want to read it down there. But thank you so much again for joining in on another video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the June garden tour. I've definitely got a lot of other videos planned for the next few weeks, so I hope you tune into those. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and until my next video, happy gardening guys. Bye!